Captain's Log 140315.3. The sun is high, barely peeking out of the fluffy white clouds in the sky. It reaches out with its life-giving rays, tinting the rose-colored dawn with tendrils of...
The dawn is not rose-colored. That's sunset you're describing. The sky is freaking dark blue. You know what that means? It means that it's an ungodly hour, and no self-respecting human should be doing anything except sleep.
As my partner pointed out, the sky is, in fact, not rose-colored. Well, another time perhaps. Nonetheless, the weather is just perfect. There's that refreshing chill that only the early morning can bring, and oh, the scent of dew and mountain flowers brought by the wind blowing from the southeast is simply amazing. I am reminded of my childhood summers spent in the country a little south of town. Oh, what a wonderful time that was! I can just hear the sizzling of the pan early in the morning and the scent of hot blueberry pancakes wafting up to my room and the telltale clanking of china as Uncle Josh would prepare tea. I always had to get up early because otherwise my cousins would beat me to the pancakes.
You know, if you're going to insist on telling an overly enthusiastic live narrative, you might as well take measures so as not to get sidetracked. Especially not with food. You're making me hungry.
Oh, come on. Everything makes you hungry.
True. Hey, do you think this is safe to eat?
That's a very suspicious-looking fruit.
I know that. Why do you think I asked for your opinion?
Fine then. No, it doesn't look safe to eat.
Really? Looks fine to me.
Dude, are you crazy?
Possibly. Would it matter if I said I was?
Why would you eat that? You've never even seen it before.
Yeah, well, there's always a first time for everything.
So, if you were just going to eat it regardless of what I said, why would you still ask for my opinion? Look, whatever, okay? But if you start puking blood, I'm going to leave you here.
Noted. Hey, this is actually pretty good. Want to try?
Yeah, I think throwing myself off a building would attract more media coverage.
Suit yourself. But if you want press coverage, you might as well become a Night Vale intern. Night Vale interns' deaths are much more baffling.
So, while my partner is having a hopefully momentary lapse of sanity, I will fill the listener in on our mission.
You know you're the only one who's going to have the patience to listen to that, right? I honestly doubt you'd forget the purpose of this, frankly, useless trip so easily.
Yeah, and your parents gave you a boy's name.
Hey, I like my name. And what does that have to do with anything?
You never know what life brings. Best to be prepared. Now shush! I'm trying to concentrate on making this coherent and understandable. Greetings, curious being. This is Gwenda Smets, the mentally challenged individual who insists on interrupting me is Riker Knudsen. We
mentally challenged?
I'm sorry, did you not want that to be public knowledge? Well, it's a good thing that I'm going to be the only one with enough patience to listen to this, right? As I was saying, to be exact, the time is 6:15.
It's 6:15? I don't wake up this early on school days.
And I am speaking to you from Skokavtentapt, located right at the border of the little town of Uvirkili. We're here because... Captain's Log 0105.5. I'm not entirely sure about the star date, but according to Pahana, it's been 5 days since he found us. I'm going to make this quick because I don't know how long my battery will last, and I don't know how long we'll be stuck here. Although I think Riker is writing everything down, so we'll have a more detailed account of things once we get out of this place. I've read some of her entries, and they're actually really good. Don't tell her I said that, though. I'll never hear the end of it if she knew I actually complimented her. Okay, so 3 days ago I woke up in this really strange room. It looked like something out of a medieval movie. Brick walls, roughly cut glass windows, that sort of thing. The weird thing was that I was lying on the bottom half of a bunk bed, which is actually where I'm recording right now. But who has bunk beds in a medieval cottage? So I leave the room, see a staircase a few feet away, and go down that. I try the door on my right and find myself in a sort of, dining room, I guess. There's a longish table in the center and benches on either side of it. And there's Riker sitting at the table, furiously scribbling something. And get this, she's writing using paper and pencil. Like ruled pad paper and mechanical pencil. And at this point, I'm really confused, right? But then I sit down and Riker catches me up on what's been happening. She'd woken up a day before me and was just as confused as I was. Long story short, we were in the house of a guy named Pahana in a universe parallel to us. According to him, he had found us in the forest a little way from his house while on his daily early morning walk. He told her that we'd crossed over from Earth like he had. Yeah, he's an American who also accidentally crossed over back in 1998. Apparently, it's not so uncommon for people from Earth to somehow end up in this world, which explains why probably 1% of the missing people on Earth have never been found. He's been living here for 40 to 50 years Earth time, by which he means 365 days multiplied by 40 or 50, because here they don't count by years, they count by seasons. Also, time here is faster than time on Earth, and...
Oh, hey. How's the head?
It's fine. It doesn't hurt anymore. Oh, I forgot to mention, I apparently hit my head pretty hard when we crossed over, so now I have a bandage around it.
Recording, huh? How far have you gotten?
Not very. Where's Pahana?
Treating some rich kid in the manor. He said he might be back late.
Oh yeah, Pahana's a doctor. Or he was on Earth. Here he's a physician.
Or more specifically, the physician.
Yeah, he's the official physician to the Lord and his family or something.
Kind of like the Gaius of this town. Yeah, that's right, I watch Merlin.
I don't know how to respond to that.
You don't. Keep recording, battery's a wasting.
Right. So, more about Pahana. He doesn't really talk much about how he got lost and ended up here, but he seems really intent on helping us get back home. His house is on the edge of manor grounds, which actually suits him fine because it's near the forest and he gets to do what he wants in his free time and stuff.
Also, Gwenda and I are apparently nieces of his from something or other.
Yeah, our official cover story is that our parents died from some deadly sickness, like this world's version of the bubonic plague. People here apparently don't take kindly to strangers.
Which actually makes sense if you think about it. I mean, if you think about it, it's only acceptable to be civil if you're talking to someone above your social rank. So why bother with the people who aren't even native to your society, am I right?
Very right. And apparently we're sisters, which is ridiculous because we look nothing alike.
That's only because I inherited Mom's natural good looks and you took after Dad.
Whatever you need to tell yourself to sleep at night, sis.
You always have to have the last word, don't you? But anyway, the weird thing about this place, though, is that it's kind of a more advanced medieval period where magic and elves and unicorns apparently exist, and no one finds it weird or fears it. And the weirdest thing is, even though Pahana says he's been here for a little more than 50 years, he still looks like he's in his mid-30s or something.
Yeah, and he's pretty good looking too.
You're in a relationship.
Oh, right. I forgot. I can't say that a guy looks good 'cause I'm gay.
Quite right. Oh, but don't forget the talking animals. Like yesterday, the paper was delivered by 3 mice wearing green shades, and they kept talking. It would be cool if we could actually understand the language, but hey, that's life.
Uh-huh. They have a town newspaper and everything. According to Bahana, the word they have for newspaper roughly translates into announcements. And yeah, it's shorter than the regular newspaper, but it's still pretty cool.
It's about 3 to 5 sentences per article or something, and there's at most 10 articles a day. There aren't any comic strips or puzzles, but the fact that there's a printing press here is pretty amazing.
And indoor plumbing. There are sinks and toilets, and there's even a heated pool beside the manor.
You do know that the Roman Empire had indoor plumbing, right? Will you stop looking at me like that? I do actually know things, okay? Just because I'm in the cheering squad doesn't mean I'm an imbecile.
Well, actually, that's the general assumption.
That's stereotypes talking, man. And just think, if I were an idiot, I'd never have passed auditions for the school paper, and I'd never have gotten into this mess.
That's actually true.
Which, by the way, is all your fault.
What? How?
Well, if you hadn't decided to, what was it? Go look for stories ourselves, we wouldn't have gone into the forest. We'd have gone to the library and just done research, and we'd never have gotten stranded here.
Hey, we tossed for it. It's not my fault you're naturally bad at coin tosses. And we're not stranded, just temporarily inconvenienced.
Same difference, dude. But you're right. Calling stranded by a different name makes it seem so much less hopeless. Let's go into the forest, she said. You have to explore the world sometime. It'll be fun, she said.
Yes. Let's all blame the brilliant mind who came up with the plan. After all, it's all my fault. It's not like the person who believed me had anything to do with it. You were just led astray by false hopes and ideals. I do apologize for taking advantage of your naivety.
Well, since you said it so nicely, apology accepted. And to be honest with you, the same thing will happen again anyway.
That's true. It's just one big cycle that repeats. I don't know why you're so fussed anyway. Bahana said he'd try and help us.
I don't know about Bahana. It seems like he knows more than he's letting on.
Oh, so you're foreshadowing events now, huh?
Hey, I'm just saying. That's the feeling I get from him. But I guess you're right. There's nothing dangerous about trusting someone you've just met, even though they saved your lives, right?
Especially because they saved your lives.
True. I think we're done with what's been happening so far. I mean, we did mention the talkative mice already and everything.
Yeah. Oh, did you know that they wear shades because they apparently sold their eyes to this witch who was traveling from the west?
They're blind? Well, that would explain the canes.
Yeah, I asked Bahana about it yesterday afternoon while you were wherever you were yesterday.
I was in the forest. But that's actually pretty cool. Do you think that's where the 3 blind mice story came from?
It's more of a nursery rhyme, right? And besides, it's not like the rhyme ever mentioned why they're blind.
Still, considering it's a parallel universe and people can somehow travel from Earth to here, and maybe potentially travel from here to Earth, it's a possibility.
That makes sense, actually. If that's true, do you think all the myths and fairy tales and those stuff actually come from this world?
Huh. It would be really cool if they did, actually. And since we're here anyway, maybe we could look for stories for the column. You know, if we ever find our way back.
See, I told you this was a good idea.
You don't have to sound so freaking happy about it. Oh, by the way, the recorder's still on.
What? Oh, you're right.
The Fabled Land, created and written by Audrey Giger. Follow her on Tumblr at gigerontheinside.tumblr.com. Produced and voiced by Jack Aranda. Follow her on Tumblr at tonedeafmarshmallow.tumblr.com. Background audio tracks stolen from Scrapper 9000 on YouTube. This was inspired by Welcome to Night Vale, Fables, and a number of others.